All right, members, I'm coming to you this week from the rough over here on hole number 4. And Thursday morning, we've gotten 1.7 inches of rain so far, with the chance of a couple more between now and Saturday. And what that means is that we are not going to be able to get our big mowers out and mow this rough. So this rough is going to be nice and long and thick and probably pretty wet when you get the chance to get out here, hopefully this weekend. So just a couple of tips on how to deal with this long, thick rough and get yourself out back into the short grass here for you this weekend and definitely through the rest of the fall months. So whenever I have a shot in the rough, the couple of things that I do is I'm always going to choke up on my club a little bit just to give myself a little more control of it. I'm also going to narrow my stance a little bit. So instead of a stance where my shoulders are or my feet are about as wide as my shoulders, I'm going to bring those feet in a little bit closer. It helps me get a little bit steeper on the ball, so I come down more on the ball as opposed to with a wider stance where I might be sweeping that ball more, where I can do that off the fairway. So choking up on the club and making my feet a little bit closer together. The other thing now with the wet grass, the ball is going to tend to be tougher to control the spin. So I'm going to not want to make this big aggressive swing trying to hit my 7-iron here that I've got, trying to hit back out into the fairway. I don't want to try to hit this big high shot because it can squirt anywhere. So I'm going to want to hit a much more abbreviated swing, controlled shot with a little less movement in my body. Okay, so when I set up here, I'm going to get my stance a little bit more narrow. I'm going to choke up on the club, so choke down to about halfway down on the grip. And then when I swing, I'm going to swing back about halfway, down and through about halfway, and not have the big full follow-through swing that I might normally have here out of the rough. Just trying to control a shot up into the fairway. So about halfway back, nice and smooth. Down and through, nice and smooth. Going to create a nice low ball that's going to fly. Not going to go as far as my normal 7-iron does, but going to give you much more control of that shot out of the wet, thick rough.